Happy New Year. I am giving two embryonic scans which are done in a 28-year-old asymptomatic Primi. I mean, she had no history of abdominal pain or PV bleeding or spotting or any vaginal discharge. You can go through the video, one at 6 weeks and the other at 8 weeks. It has been mentioned there. Think about the findings. You can have some differential diagnosis and you can come to the final diagnosis with the two scans, one at 8 weeks and the other one, the initial one at 6 weeks and the other one at 8 weeks. If you want more time, please pause the video and go back to assess again. I'm going to give the answer. Are you ready? Let's go. At 6 weeks scan, there is a larger intrauterine gestational sac with a 25 millimeter sized globular lesion filling more than 75% of the gestational sac, which is isoechoic to the chorionic plate. On Doppler, there is no vascularity in or around the lesion. The lesion shows central hypoechoic texture. There is a yolk sac without any embryo or cardiac activity. Now you can go to 8 weeks. The lesion appears more globular now and more larger it is, with more hypoechoic pattern in major portion. On Doppler, there is no vascularity within the lesion, but you can have more profuse vascularity in the chorionic plate which is being connected to it. You can see thin demised embryo with a larger yolk sac now. Now we'll go to the differential diagnosis. The most common one we encounter always is subchorionic hematoma with failed intrauterine pregnancy, right? The second one, less common one, is partial molar changes in single or twin gestations. Again, that's the second one. And the least common one is chorionic hemorrhage, which is called as chorionic bump. The final diagnosis is chorionic hemorrhage with chorionic bump. Now you can go through the table which gives the differences between subchorionic hematoma, which is more common, the chorionic bump, which is less common. The smaller ones of chorionic bump can be misinterpreted as echogenic yolk sac or partial molar change or demised embryo. But this thing is larger one. Even in the initial period, it was a larger. Now we can go to the differences between larger subchorionic hemorrhage or chorionic bump. Subchorionic hemorrhage doesn't deform into the gestational sac, even though the gestational sac can be deviated or compressed by a larger subchorionic hemorrhage. But the larger chorionic bump deforms the gestational sac, and on Doppler, both the subchorionic hemorrhage or the chorionic bump show no vascularity within the lesion, but there can be increased vascularity around the chorionic bump that you are seeing here. In our case, larger subchorionic hemorrhage has better prognosis than chorionic bump with the ratio of 80:50, means 80% can be saved in subchorionic hemorrhage because the chorionic bump is due to the arterial bleed, so it will be difficult, and the subchorionic hemorrhage is due to the venous bleed. So this has been given as quiz. Thanks for the participation. Few have given the correct answer as chorionic bump. Congratulations to the winners and have fantastic new year. Bye bye.